Hey y'all, welcome to My Way Mysteries, the channel that brings you interdimensional content, which means that the readings are from a broad and expansive point of view as they are channeled through vast dimensions of space and time, and therefore should resonate with you guys whenever you come across them. So you guys, um, there's more downloads that I got concerning yesterday's reading. So I wanted to expand on yesterday's reading about the entity that you're meeting at the crossroads. Someone spoke about Elugua. Gold star for you. Because I didn't want to mention specific entities that we already know, within the spiritual community, because I didn't want to restrict anybody else's experience. I don't want you to feel like, oh, but my entity doesn't have these characteristics, so it's not this. No, because everybody is meeting their own, you know, even if you're meeting the same entity, you're meeting your own version of that entity based on your own energy and based on the work that you guys are going to be doing together. So yesterday in the reading, I was talking about, oh, let me describe the entity, and then I never did. And then I just never did. So today I'm going to do that. Specifically because what's coming in is that firstly, I need to tell you that this entity is of a non-dual nature. And you being of a dualistic nature, there are some things or some downloads that you may receive in connection to this entity, and they're going to make you feel some type of way. There's a certain ideas that you have about high frequency entities that have been planted within you based on the conditioning of this reality, especially from a dual point of view. So for instance, there's certain characteristics you have been told are good. There's certain characteristics you have been told are bad. A lot of you have not investigated if the characteristics that you call good are good, or if the ones that you call bad are bad. So your connection to this entity is going to challenge you to actually do that, to investigate what is goodness and what in this world is actually not for you, no matter who says it is good or bad. So one of the things this entity comes with is introducing you to the world of non-duality, introducing you to a world of equanimity. Yeah. There was this reading I did, I think it was the Indigo reading, about being the eye within the storm. And some of you, I mean, you know yourselves, right? You know that you are like, bro, I'm not in the eye, I am in the chaos. And this entity is going to teach you how to be in the eye of the storm, because that's where non duality is. You can never be of a dual nature, a dualistic nature, and be in the eye of the storm. Never. Never. In order to be in the eye of the storm, you have to be connected to the non-dual aspect of yourself. So for a lot of you, or okay, for some of you, you've got the Nine of Water. For some of you, your entity is not coming alone. It's also coming with a relationship. It's coming with some kind of a love affair that represents a certain love affair within your lineage. Someone in your bloodline went through this like earth-shattering polarity integrating type of love affair type of thing, and basically you have the template in order to recreate that. It's quite a healing connection with someone. It's going to represent the connection that you have with this entity, in that there's a lot of fairness in this union, there's a lot of reciprocity, and there's a lot of new discovery about yourself and about the world. Aww. Oh, these cards are also similar. Look at this. You've got the Five of Wands, you've got the Six of Cups, and you've got the Seven of Cups. Can you see how they're all like similar? How you have this person um in like a state of some sort of self-awareness, and it's different states of self-awareness. So you've got here the Six of Water, where it's speaking to how this entity is going to connect to the part of you that is longing for something more. I mentioned that yesterday, where you've gone through the toys of the third dimension, right? You've gone through the sexual escapades, you've gone through the ability to spend money, ability to acquire things. You've gone through the ability to connect to earthly power. And I need you to understand something also. There's nothing wrong with that. You're going to do more of that, but now there's going to be more depth added to it. The reason why you were enjoying all these things but still coming across a void within you is because like there was no depth to that which you're experiencing. And what is depth? You bring in the depth. There was no sense of self in what you're doing. There was no sense of self in your sexual activities. There was no sense of self in your acquiring of things of money. It was all about the external environment. It all had to do about, what do I look like to this person, to that person? How does this make me look? Does this make my mother proud? Does this make my friends like me? Does this make like the girls want to be me? Like, what does this do like for me on the outside? It All of these things that you were doing, as much as to the external like you were very successful, and that makes sense because it was all for the external eye. And again, now you get to enjoy these things but with depth. And again, the depth is you. There's certain work that you've done on yourself, which number one allows you to attract this entity, and that work has created depth. That means you've processed certain emotions. You have gotten to certain parts of yourself that, there was a time where you would have rather have not, because you were like, what is the benefit of that? Like, what is the benefit of that? No one can see that. But you started to realize, or you started to need healing, some form of healing, and that healing required you to go deeper into yourself than you ever have. And because of that, you created depth, you created space within you. Pela guys, for an entity to be able to make an entrance within, there needs to be space. If you've never taken the time to build an inner kingdom or expand your inner world, then there's no room for such an entity. So the fact that you are getting this invitation is because you have made room. You're so much more than what you were a couple of years ago, when you were just defined by your job or just defined by your role in society. Be that mother, father, husband, wife, girlfriend, whatever it is. You're so much more than before, when you were just defined by the fact that you're good looking or like you got nice hair. You're so much more. Now you're a real person, Pinocchio. you've stopped lying about who you are, and you actually started to work towards becoming that person. And that has made you a real person. And a real person attracts high frequency entities. One day we'll speak about why. So this longing, because obviously when you create depth, think about like the depth of the ocean. It almost sometimes feels as though you're extending the void, where now you're even more less satisfied than you used to be, because you've expanded your mind, and the things that used to satiate you before, they no longer do that. And so there's this deep longing for like, what else is here? And this entity is going to show you what else is here. This is basically speaking to this void being fulfilled. You're going to have so many more options than you've ever had. This is the Seven of Cups. You're going to have so many more options than you've ever had. And it's because of your ability to connect to different parts of yourself. The term connecting to different parts of yourself also speaks to connecting to different energies in your bloodline. That's why when I started the reading, I was talking about how for some of you, this is going to come through a relationship that reflects one of the relationships of your ancestors way back then, when they met their love of their lives, and like, oh my God, everything just came together. It healed the village. Hey, you have a labantu bagini, guys. But I believe them. I believe them. Back in at DSTV back then, like less distractions. It was so possible. I totally get it. But yeah, then you've got the Five of Fire or the Five of Wands, which traditionally might mean something else. But this card for me talks about a self-awareness that grows self-love. It's impossible to be self-aware and to not cultivate self-love. Like, self-awareness is self-love. I would go as far as saying that. To understand yourself is to love yourself. To know yourself is to love yourself. And to love yourself is to attract a high frequency entity. And to attract a high frequency entity is to expand your world more than you could have on your own. This is a really great opportunity. Also, the entity that's coming towards you comes with a gift. What is the gift? I guess that's between you and the entity. I'm sorry. I can't see it. As in, I'm being blocked off from seeing it. Yeah, that's between you and the entity. It's an earthly gift. Okay, there you go. Your blocking didn't work. I'm starting to see it. It's an earthly gift. And what I mean by an earthly gift, it's something that you can use in this dimension. So it's either like a skill that you didn't know that you had, and you can monetize that skill. And for some of you, it's just a way to better navigate this dimension, basically, better navigate your life. It's like the problems that you thought you had, they no longer exist because of like this new perspective, this new gift, which you are being given out of love. A token of love. There's something deeper to this gift. That's what I'm not being allowed to see. Do you guys know what a Midas touch is? That's a very, it might not, that might not be the best story. I take it back. But okay, but yeah, they're insisting. Oh, I see now. Because for other people, it was coming across as like a sense of intelligence that you didn't have before. And I didn't want to come across as like saying, "Awuhlakaniphanga, manje uzobe sowuhlakaniphile." It's not that. It's more like the Midas touch, but without the greed and with more intelligence. If you guys don't know the story about the Midas touch, it's that guy that was given the ability to turn everything he touches into gold. Everything he touches into gold. But then what ended up happening, obviously, when he touches an apple because he wants to eat it, it would turn to gold and he can't eat it. And then this one time he touched his daughter and his daughter turned into gold. Sad story. Because he was stupid. It's a story about, it's a cautionary tale against greed. So basically, this entity is going to teach you how to have the Midas touch, but intelligently. The Midas touch with a sense of high frequency. Okay. Which will result in a feeling of victory and you basically changing your life from a state of not so good to amazing. A state of bland, like no color, boring, to exciting, adventure, exploration, love, joy, laughter, anger, bit of tumultuousness. Guys, you need to understand, you need a little bit, sometimes of what you guys call challenges to make things interesting. Like, and I'm not talking about drama, not drama, but for everything to just come the way you want it to, you guys don't realize how that would also not do for you. You need to be able sometimes to practice your sense of intelligence. Do you understand what I mean? So sometimes a thing doesn't come the way you want it, but you are able to mold it into what you need it to be. Okay? Oh, and the last thing, don't go telling everybody how when you have an entity that you are walking with. That's not a good idea. Okay? This is between us. This is between you guys and me. It's ihlala kulo muzi lo. That is my way mysteries. This is where we talk about this. If you want to talk about this, email me. If you want to like discuss or ask questions about it, or there's something you want to say, ma ufuna show off, you can email me. But please don't go telling people. Please don't go telling people about this. It's not a good idea. That's just not how this thing works. That's why someone actually advised me in the comments, and I appreciate you, boo. Like, boo, you don't say it enough. Like, don't say anymore. It's such a personal thing. And boo, I completely agree with you. Like, guys, don't go telling people about this. Okay, sure. That's what I have for you guys. If the reading resonated, please like, share, and subscribe. If you want to book a personal reading, all the information is in the description box. If you want to book a mentorship session, all that information is in the description box. Oh yeah, guys, I didn't say this is actually my last reading for the year here on YouTube. I will be doing personal readings throughout December. Like, I'm cool with that. That's chilled. But in terms of YouTube, this is actually my last reading for 2024, guys. I cannot express enough the appreciation that I have. Like, this channel is like, it is completely changing my life. Like, it is the joy of my life. And when I say this channel, that includes this community. Like, this community, I honestly, as when I started this channel, I didn't know. I don't want to lie to you. I thought it would pique interest, but I wasn't aware that it would create a community. And that's actually based on the emails and the comments and the messages. That's what I'm experiencing. I'm experiencing a community that is created by our interaction. And I love that for us. I love that for us. And for those of you that have been sharing and what's the word, referring me to your friends for readings and for readings on YouTube and for like personal readings, your yeah, I got so much love for you guys, and I just want to thank you. And I wish you all the love and all the balance, like in closing this year. And y'all don't even know, 2025 is gonna be such a vibe, guys. Like, allow this year to end however it ends. Like, don't even feel nothing about it if you feel like it didn't end nicely, because next year is such a vibe. And for those of you who are able to close the year on a high, that's what's up. Next year going to be even better. It's like, yeah, it's upwards from here on, anyways. Guys, I have so much love for you. Thank you so much for the love that you've shown me, for the support that you've shown me, and I will see you guys next year. Later.